Hello, welcome back to another video. This tutorial, we're just gonna go over Python basics, really. Um, yeah, this whole tutorial is gonna be like a little bit of an introduction to Python. Then obviously with other tutorials, the predecessors, we're gonna be doing uh, more and more advanced stuff. Obviously, as the tutorials go up. But yeah, so let me just get started here. So why Python, first of all? Um, so Python, it's one of the more popular languages out there. It's used extensively in data science, machine learning, AI, and it's one of the fastest growing programming languages out there as well. Along with that, it's also relatively easy to read. Um, as you'll see, compared to other languages, uh, but as you'll see in the tutorial, that reading it really isn't hard, and it's pretty easy to understand. But yeah, we'll get on here, and yeah, we're just gonna do our actual first program here. So, and what you're gonna need for this tutorial, some prerequisites. I should have stated this at the beginning, but you're gonna need Python installed, and then any IDE of your choice. So whether that's PyCharm, Visual Studio Code, anything like that, any development environment of your choice, you can choose, and yeah, whatever kind of works best for you there. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and print our first first little program here. Okay, so in order to print things in Python, you ready? Remember I said earlier how Python is a very easy language to read? So in order to print things in Python, all you do is press print, and that's it. And then make sure you put whatever you're putting inside the print statement in quotations, if it's a string, obviously. But yeah, if you don't know what a string is either, just stick with me. I will demonstrate that for you. So you do hello world. Now you're going to see here, just press print. It's going to come up at the bottom here. Look at that. Hello world. Do it again so you can see it. There you go. But yeah, this is your first program. Congrats. But yeah. So as I said earlier, make sure it's in quotes. That's not necessarily true for um, all things that you're printing out. Um, so if you wanted to print out 5, for example, it's going to print out 5. It doesn't have to be in quotes. That's only if what you can't do is print something that doesn't exist. So if you set x equal to 5 and then print y. So x is equal to 5. See how we're getting this red little underline right here? We're not going to be able to print that. It's going to throw an error. There you go. We're going to get an error. And yeah. So make sure whatever you're printing, you can actually print it. So I'll do some more examples here. So there are things in primitive types in Python. So for Python, we have an int, which could be like 5, for example. We have a string, which could be equal to like dog. And then we have floats, which is going to be like 2.30 or something like that. Anything with a decimal is considered a float. Yeah. So now what you could do, if you want to assign a variable, like as we did earlier, let's just say x is equal to 34 or 32.4. Print x. We get 32.4. But yeah, this was kind of just a basic, very basic introduction into the fundamentals of Python here. Um, yeah, just a simple print statement and strings, integers, and floating point numbers. Those are the three main primitive types to consider when it comes to this. But yeah, thank you so much for sticking around, and I'll catch you in the next video.